All right. Good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. It's the host CB. And I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. Now it's time to get to the weekend. And hopefully the weekend ends out as a victorious Saints Sunday. But before we get started, I want to give my co-host Saints Uptown a shout out. He's on his way to the 504. I believe he's supposed to be checking out LSU, and then he's also supposed to be at a Saints game. So shout out to my guy Uptown. Also, shout out to WD. Those are my partners, man. I'm gonna get to the comment section right quick. Then I'm gonna give a rundown how the show was going. Shout out to JT said blessing CB in Uptown. Who that to you, JT? Welcome to the show. See my guy RG Scott in the building said happy who that. Thank God it's Friday. Shout out to you, RG Scott. Shout out to the OG Jerry Poor. WDN, who that to you, Jerry? And I also forgot, I mentioned ending the weekend on a victorious win. My birthday is also this Sunday, so I definitely want the Saints to win Sunday. And given certain circumstances, well, as far as the injury bug goes, I'll get on in a minute. We should have a chance. I'll just keep it as that because, like I said, the team is still developing, and I don't know exactly what type of team we have, but I will say we should have a chance to win. This is not something that should be a one-sided prediction. So I'll just leave it at that. But welcome, guys, man. And as the comments roll in, I will post them up and read them out. So how today's show is going to go, you guys know how we do the preview show. We're gonna talk about the injury report, and then we're gonna bring in our side versus their side, and then our other side of the ball versus their side. Then we're gonna open up the phone lines, and that's basically how the show is gonna go tonight. So let's just go ahead and get started with the injury report. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm gonna start on our side, man. Definitely, definitely some shock. I'm not gonna say I'm shocked with the injury report, but I'm gonna just go ahead and start out with Chase Young. You guys know Chase Young. He will not be playing Sunday. I'm highly disappointed in that. Um, Chase Young, he just signed a bag over the offseason. To be honest with me, I mean, I've already talked about this old news, but I'm still just mention I thought it was a little bit overly paid because of the production that he put out. I don't believe that he should have been getting this much, but it is what it is. This is what he got. So obviously, Kellen C, this guy is being our leading pass rusher, our leading sack leader. But as far as Chase, man, I don't know how did this guy hurt his toe? We went through all off season training camp, got healthy, and then right after the preseason game, this guy appears on the injury report. So was the preseason game that got him hurt? I don't know, but I do know he was looking good in that preseason game, but we didn't pay him to appear in preseason games. We paid him to appear in regular season games, and that's what I'm ready to see. So hopefully this is the last week that we have to be dealing with this Chase Young stuff. I'm ready to see him on the field, see how he gonna do in this 3-4 system. So Chase Young, man, just hurry up, get healthy. We need you back next week. Now, given the circumstances of, it's most likely going to be Matt Jones this Sunday. I know Brock Purdy is ruled out, so I'm just assuming Matt Jones is going to be the guy. Collar is better than this guy. But like I said, we're going to get more into that side later. Heal up, man. Chase Young, you're starting to wear on my patience. I also want to make a personal shout out to Julian Blackman. Julian Blackman, I know I didn't mention it this week because I hadn't done a show, but as you guys know, this guy's out for the season, a torn labrum. This was the question marks that teams was facing during the whole offseason on whether to bring this guy in or not, or was they just going to wait till after training camp was over and bring him in right before the season. this was the fear of most teams. He's been injury prone ever since he got in the league. So unfortunate situation, but I'm also excited to see what we're going to get in our rookie Jonas Sanker. And it's crazy how my dog WD, man, he a bit. I know Jonas Sanker is newly fresh. I get that, but um, WD had made a highlight video of him coming out of the preseason, and it was definitely a highlight reel to watch because he made his presence known during those preseason games. As a rookie, that's all you have is the preseason to put something on paper. So I'm not, this is not a vet player that I'm talking about preseason. I'm talking about a rookie that just got in the league, and the preseason is all that he can give us at this point. He gave us some solid preseason plays. Now his number is going to be called. Jordan Howden, I know he's going to be most likely going to be in the mix, but I'm not excited about Jordan Howden. If Howden comes in and show up, he show up. But I'm ready to see this guy Jonas Sanker. Shout out to my guy JT said I'm down with crew Chase Young, Trevor Penning. Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, I can't disagree with that because it's all facts, man. JT said Blackman injury is the same shoulder. Wow, that's news to me. I didn't really go into details on the injury as far as me learning about the injury, but yeah, that's crazy that's the same shoulder. So that's definitely. Hopefully, he can bounce back and continue his NFL career. But this is bad news for him, man. Bad news, and it definitely doesn't help on the injury but side of things. Okay, Jerry says, CB, do you think Chase Young should be traded or what? Well, we just gave Chase Young the bad, so I highly doubt that they're gonna highly doubt they're gonna trade him away this early. I think they at least let a year in his new contract, get done. But yeah, as far as Chase Young being traded, no, I highly doubt he'll get traded. They gave him the bag under Kellen Moore's watch, so I'm pretty sure that Kellen is excited and he want to see what Chase Young gonna bring. So I guess we just gotta wait and see, man. Just wait and see what he gonna do this season whenever he get back. Shout out to Hurricane Mike. Said, who that to you, Hurricane Mike? Welcome to the show. RG Scott said, next man up. Hopefully, whoever in the place of Chase can step up. Well, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can help me out, I think they had Cam and Chase spot. But with that being said, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Nathan Shepard was starting last week, and that was just due to injury. But when originally how it's going to look, when Chase Young is in the lineup, Chase Young is going to be that outside linebacker. Cam is going to be that defensive end, and then we're going to be that other defensive end, and then Broderick going to be that nose tackle, and then Granderson going to be the other outside linebacker. So with Chase being out, they had Cam standing up, and I'm gonna be honest, Cam looked fabulous standing up. So if Cam show out another week, you gotta play to Cam's strength. To be honest, he this old man. If he is looking fabulous standing up, keep him right there. Chase Young, we gave him the bad. Let him get down in the 3-point stands and eat that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the injury. But yeah, man, shout out to Julian Blackman. Man, hopefully NFL team take another chance on you. I highly doubt we're gonna take another chance on you because going into training camp next year, I'm expecting Jonas Sanker to be a full-time starter alongside Justin Reed. I do feel that confident in the guy. Okay, another guy is Trevor Penning. Fuago is questionable, so it's really just Chase, Chase Penning, and Fuaga questionable. As far as Trevor Penning, I really can't argue against it or nothing because Trevor Penning hadn't put out enough on tape for me to be getting pissed off if he's not in the game. I do know Dylan Randez was a starter at Tennessee last season. I do know he didn't play horrible last week. So I mean I really don't got too many words for Trevor. I do know he was he was projected to be starting. So I mean, yeah, I want all those starters to be as healthy as possible and playing in the lineup. But just is what it is, man. That's all I can say. I just know Chase Young. I'm definitely feeling the type of way about him, and he needs to get in the lineup immediately. JT said Cam is the best run stopping end. Agreed, fam. And really, I thought that part of his game was starting to fade as well, and all of that was due to age. But that's what I thought. But hey, man, this if he gonna be acting up like this, standing up, leave him right there. If he gonna be trying to turn up like this, and the reason I know everybody can have a game here and there, but this is a mobile quarterback, one of the top mobile quarterbacks in the league. Who mobile than Kyler Murray? Lamar. I think Kyler Murray more mobile than Jalen Hurts. They just cater to Jalen more on drum plays and stuff, but I think Kyler, he right there with Lamar. When you talking about just scrambling and quick and stuff, and Cam the one was causing the most pressure on Kyler. I'm just saying, man, if he continues to do that, leave him right there and let Chase figure it out since he can't stay healthy. Okay, moving on with the show. The phone lines is definitely going to be open, so JT, you can come in, give your thoughts. Hurricane Mike, Jerry, RG, all y'all, man, come in, give your thoughts later on. And it'll also be open up for everyone else that tunes in. So let's just go ahead and get into the preview show. We're gonna start out with our offense versus the Cardinals defense. No, I'm a vice versa this week. We're gonna start off with our defense versus the 49ers offense. Now, I'm gonna name out some key players for the 49ers, and this is based off of guys like Kittle and them. They not playing this week, so I'm gonna X his name out. But the key players that's projected to play Sunday on the 49ers offensively, you got CMC. CMC, when he's healthy, man, he can definitely cause some problems. So CMC definitely gonna be an issue. CMC at the receiver position, man. If I'm not mistaken, I think I seen Jawan Jennings on the injury report. But receiver wise, as far as a key player, I think Jennings was their number one receiver this year. So I would say Jennings. And yes, that does matter offensively because Kool-Aid, he was our number one last week. And the way Marvin Harrison done him up last week, that's concerning. So yeah, I gotta put Jennings as far as a key player to watch this week. Tight end Kittle is out, so I'm gonna just be honest, man. CMC and Jennings is really the only two that stands out to me that can be a threat offensively. Now we know that teams had depth and other guys can step up. Notable names. You got Ricky Pearsall. Guys like that can step in, but and of course you got offensive line. You got Trent Williams. He's still playing at a high level. But as far as the skill positions, once again, the only two that's cause a concern for me, and they got the capability of making an impact in the game is definitely CMC. And then I'm going to go to Jawan Jennings. I know he's on the injury report, but this guy can still. I mean, if he's playing, he can get Kool-Aid some issues if Kool-Aid ain't showing up ready to play. And I think Kool-Aid, I believe this week he kind of done got the feeling that that number one spot ain't given to him. So he gonna have to tighten up ASAP. I do want to shout out some more notable players. Shout out to Marquez Bettler Scandon. He was with us last year. He's over there with those guys. Can't forget about him on deep balls. Even though we're running a different style of defense, he do know a few guys' strengths and weaknesses. Um, but really, Jordan Reed, Sanker, those guys he really hadn't played against before. He just pretty much know Alante. And then as far as the skill position, Alante, Alante is about it. Everybody else is new. So but still, man, he can take the tops off of a defense. So we can't forget about him. And I also forgot Brian Robinson Jr., the 49ers traded for him, I believe, a week or so ago. So we can't forget about Brian Robinson Jr. He was definitely a force in the Commanders' rotation last year, and that led them to the NFC Championship. So we can't forget about him as well. And then just say if one of their receivers is banged up or they're not, CMC they can use him as a receiver. And Brian Robinson is a pass catch out the backfield as well. So they definitely gonna utilize CMC because they missing Kittle, so they need some receiving help. Um, Shout out to WD. I see he just pulled up to the pod. Said Ricky Persall. Yeah, fam, I must have said his name wrong, but yeah, that's that. He's another person that can cause some issues as well. But defensively, man, like I said, I'm gonna start Cam. I'm expecting Cam to continue to build on, what he did last week. If he don't, it is what it is. Hopefully, guys like Granderson can step up this week. Granderson had a sack and a half last week anyway. But Granderson looking forward to him to continue his good play. The interior line, we gotta stop CMC. So, the brought out, he gonna have a huge challenge this week. I don't know to my mind who their center is, but he's gonna have to make some form of an impact, keep those gaps clogged up, along with Brian Brzee and Nathan Shepard. Nathan Shepard was getting a lot of reps, so those guys are definitely going to have to make an impact because if CMC is getting off and we got to put our focus on CMC, what does that do? That opens up opportunities for big plays and possibly try to challenge our corners for a pass interference call. QBs like to do stuff like that. And basically we got newly outside corners. I mean, Isaac Yanum, he done played for us before, but in this defense, he's new to this defense on this team. And then Kool-Aid is new. So they're going to test our corners. Alante is still in the slot unless they, bring him outside. But I'm not expecting Alante to be playing on the outside, so they're going to try our corners. As far as the Mario and Pete, they both led the defense with 9 tackles last week. So I'm expecting them to continue a good impact. And as far as Justin Reed, I'm expecting him to continue his good play. I know he had a missed tackle last week, but I'm gonna be honest, man. Even with CMC and Juwan Jennings, Ricky Persall, I still think we got enough to get the job done defensively. I still think we got enough to get the job done. So it's really a few names, but like I said, we just gotta look. We gotta be on point for deep balls. They got some guys that have feet that's gonna try to take the top off of us. So our guys just gotta be ready to play, man. So that's pretty much it on the defensive side. Defensive side, anything I'm missing? Jonas Sanker, I'm pretty sure he'll be starting this week, but according to Kellen, it's going to be kind of like a rotation with him and Howland. So I'll see how that plays out. But I'm expecting Sanker to go ahead and take that starting role either ASAP or within a few weeks. With Jonas Sanker, I'm really interested to see how he's going to show up this week. The opportunity is his. It's out there on the plate. He just got to go get it. He done gave us highlights of what the man can bring to the team. So it's just all about him executing when that time right. You know, make those type of hits. You know, pass deflections, things like that. You definitely gonna be a solidified starter for this unit. Young. I'm excited because we need young. I mean, to me, we in a rebuild. That's how I'm looking at the team. We're getting younger, so I want to see the young guys succeed. Shout out to Strutzman. Hopefully Strutzman, continue getting rotated in and get his feet wet as well. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side of the ball. We're going to go to our offense versus the 49ers defense. Some key players on the 49ers defense. I'm going to just read out a few. As you guys know, we're going to start out with their best player on defense, Fred Warner. Fred Warner, he is the heart and soul of that defense. And it's a guy that's not that far off from Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. So they have a good linebacker, and they also have a good defensive end. So that's a nightmare for our offense. Those two pieces in general. Just to name out a few other guys, you have Mikael Williams. Mikael Williams, that's the draft pick out of Georgia. So Mikael Williams, and I believe that he came out this year, didn't he? Yes, he came out this year because we was looking at him. So he's starting this first round talent. Jordan Elliott, he's a solid piece as well. As far as their DBs are not too familiar with the DBs like that, unless I'm just missing something. But well, I take that back. I do know the Lenore guy. The Lenore guy, I'm familiar with him, but really not too familiar with their DBs like that. And I hopefully our wide receivers can take advantage of these QBs, but we know it starts with the offensive line. It starts up front. So this is going to be the first test for Kelvin Banks. Kelvin Banks, he about to get tested real good, and he gotta take the challenge. Nick Bosa, that's gonna be some very good work for him. With that being said, I hope we got a plan, to have some of our running backs, or maybe, run some packages with that tight end over there, just to chip block Bosa. Because I'm telling you right now, if our offensive line if our offensive line as a whole is not doing what they're supposed to do, it's going to be a long day. But if we're letting Nick Bosa get back there, and Mikael Williams, he's new, but we've seen the potential that he can bring. Just Georgia highlights the potential is there. Now, whether he gonna provide it on this level, this is remaining to be seen. But we don't want the New Orleans Saints to be one of the games that he get off. So, I don't know how healthy he's going to be if he's playing Sunday. Hopefully, he's fully healthy. If not, we might be going with, I don't know who we would put at right tackle, but because we already got Dylan Randez going to be starting again at left guard. So I don't know who is the best option to be out there at right tackle. But they'll figure that out, once game time comes. But I do know in order for our offense to get anything going, that offensive line is going to have to be stable. It's gonna have to be solid. This front seven is twice as better than what they seen last week in Arizona. Arizona, you have old guys like Les Campbell and stuff. You're not having that this week. Still got a premier pass rusher in Nick Bosa. I don't know if Mikael Woods, if he really like that. You got Fred Warner that's back there calling plays for the defense. So definitely got a lot on our hands. So as far as this, Brock Purdy not playing, we should know we gotta build to score the freaking ball. So we unable to move the ball due to Rattler running for his life all day, then we can mark that out. We can cancel that as far as us putting points on the board. Any type of points. So we just gotta we gotta have things solidified up front as far as Chris Olave and Shaheed. They made a couple catches last game. Hopefully they can, build on that this week. But it's all gonna be on if Rattler has enough time. And we don't need to put Rattler in a position where he's gonna be forcing something to turn the ball over. We do not need to, try to ground and pound AK or our running backs. We don't need to. Now, if Miller getting off, Miller's going to get more reps this week, and I think Devin Neal is as well. If we're being effective that way, let's just keep the flow going as far as the rotation. Don't try to ground and pound AK to the ground. I don't believe that's going to happen because last week, Kendre Miller definitely had some good carries, and AK, like he usually does, getting a bunch of touches. That didn't happen last week. Now every week is different, so we'll see how it plays out, man. But yeah, basically we just gotta be on the lookout for Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. Those two guys, we gotta be on the lookout for them. We can't sleep on their backfield. Because like I said, it doesn't really matter who's back there if Spencer is not able to get the ball off or he got to take a sack or throw it away. It doesn't matter who you got back there. So it is what it is on that, man. Matchup concerns offensively. The matchup that I'm looking forward to seeing on the offensive line is Kelvin Banks and Nick Bosa. Because if Kelvin Banks can hold his own, then I think we'll be fine if he can hold his own. But if he's struggling, and which I'm not about to put all the blame on him. I'm not about to do that. If we see off rip that Kelvin Banks is going to have a long day, then just go ahead and have a running back in there that's going to chip block. Just keep him over there to chip block, or have the tight end chip block and then run his route. But we gotta help Kelvin out. But they gotta notice that early. I believe they're gonna give him his opportunity to go mano a mano. So we see. I think Nick Bosa still got it. Fred Warner still got it. Mikael Williams, first round draft pick, a guy that I was interested in. I thought we could utilize him. So we see how things go, man. But the offensive line definitely got to show up. But more touches out of that backfield. Shout out to Devin Neal. I see Devin Neal, he got his little touches in last week too. So it's looking good back there. It's fine. It feels good that AK can go over to the sideline a couple of plays and just take a breather. And then offensively, I also want to, mention Taysom Hill. I believe he's going to be on the 6-week pup list. But it is what it is. When it's his time to get back, then we'll deal with him. You gone, Callie? All right, bye, y'all. Bye. Shout out to the kiddos. But yes, like I was saying, we just gotta hold up offensively, man. And it's really those two guys are two guys that can impact the entire defense. So yes, I'm concerned about them. Okay, so this is something I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna open up the phone line. I'm gonna do a play of the game prediction. Offensively, play of the game prediction. I'm gonna go with offensively. I'm gonna go Juwan. I think Juwan is gonna be Spencer's safe blanket. The thing about Juwan and Olave and them, they gonna eventually be getting off too. But I think with Juwan, first off, he got the big body, so he's a safety blanket. He's a possession receiver. I think he's going to help out Rattler a lot this year, and definitely this game. So we'll see how that plays out. But I got Jawan being that guy offensively. Defensively, I'm gonna go with Pete Warner. I think Pete Warner is going to be a guy to look out for this game. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to tackle McCaffrey. Once he get out to the outside. So I think Pete Warner is going to have a good game this game. He led the squad where him and DeMario led the team with 9 tackles on the defensive side. So I'm gonna go with Pete Warner on the defensive side. So those are my two just early prediction. But what I just did now, I just put the link in the comment section. You guys can call in, give me your thoughts and opinions on, the upcoming matchup, season-ending injury, whatever you want to talk about regarding this matchup. You guys can call in. I just put the link in the comment section. But I do want to say this with Rattler, though, man. Spencer Rattler, I just hope they protect him, man, because he had one hell of a week one. One hell of a week one from Rattler. So hopefully they do whatever it takes to keep that man protected. Well, I see I got my guy WD in the building. WD, hold up, fam. Hold up. Here we go. WD, what it do, fam? Hey, WD getting everything situated. WD, can you hear me, fam? Let's see. Yeah, fam, I can't hear you, man. Let me remove you and put you back in. I can't hear you, fam. But while he get things situated, like I was saying with Rattler, man, he just gotta continue to play poised. Don't try to force anything. You're gonna be dealing with more. You're gonna be dealing with a better defense. So just continue to make sound decisions. If you don't make the right decision, man, just throw the ball away. Okay, I see we got Hurricane Mike. He can load up. Oh man, that's a lot of different. Okay, here we go. Hurricane Mike, what's up with you, fam?
What's going on, man?
Man, how everything been going, man? Everything been going good with you?
been alright. It's been alright. You know.
Okay, well, what you got for me, man? How you feeling about our Saints, man? You like him week one? How you feeling with us going into this matchup?
Yeah, I think. Look, if the Saints can't win this game, they're not going to win a single game this season. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but that's just the Saints. They have to win this game. Okay, like I'm sorry, you can't start 0-2. You just can't. You can't start your first two. Your You can't start your first two home games 0-2, especially since they're against both NFC teams. Um, Ironically from the same division too. But yeah, 49ers. Look, I think a matchup the Saints can exploit. And also the week one game, I honestly was not very confident in us to win that game because it was Kellen Moore's first game. It was Spencer Rattler's first game as a day one starter. I just didn't. I think the Cardinals had us. I was okay. I wasn't shocked that I actually had us losing by 7 points, but I was shocked of how well that they played. Because like the Saints, they could have won that game if we would have. Because like we dropped 2 touchdowns, if y'all remember. I think
Yeah.
it was either Alive or Shaheed. It was one of them. They dropped a touchdown in the corner of the end zone, and Juwan Johnson famously dropped the ball when it was freaking dead center in his hands. Like that. That still has me upset to my stomach. But I think a matchup the Saints can exploit. I think I like the matchup with Lenore versus Olave. Okay, because I think the thing is, at least I'm assuming that Lenore's gonna be on Olave. Um, I think the thing is, Olave, he's a quick guy. Okay, and I've watched some Lenore. Lenore, he's kind of the guy that like backs up and like plays in zone coverage or whatnot. From what I've noticed, and I think Chris Olave can exploit that, man. I think he can use his quick feet and get out into open space because there's not a lot of guys better than Chris Olave in open space, and in my opinion. And also another thing, like on defensively, I think Kool-Aid McKinstry has to lock in because last week was unacceptable, man. Like he was a second round pick. A lot of people had him being a first round pick. You just can't be playing like that if you expect to be a good corner in this league. And I still have faith in Kool-Aid. I think Kool-Aid could still be a good corner in this league, but he has to show me now. Last season, did pretty good as a rookie. But this season, he has to lock in. And I understand Paulson Debo, when he was here, his second year, if y'all remember, his rookie year was pretty good. His second year wasn't that good. But then Debo ended up being pretty good for us. I don't know if we're doing that again, which I don't want. I want 4 good years before we pay you again. But yeah, Kool-Aid McKinstry, I just think he has to lock in this week. I don't know who their number one's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Jennings. I don't know if it's going to be Pearsall. I don't know if it's even going to be MBS. But I think our corners have to lock in. Alontae Taylor. He's probably the best cornerback when it comes to blitzes, so I would send him on a couple blitzes too, and play him, back there too. And Juwan Johnson, find your hands, buddy. So yeah.
Good take, fam. Agree with everything you said. I'm glad you did bring up the blitzing though. Alante definitely can eat. Um, with Matt Jones back there, he should be able to get him a blitz and sack, or at least create pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you, man. It's no excuse this week. Even though, like I said at the beginning of the show, to me, I hadn't figured out what this team is going to be, but it's a lot of guys on this team that's still currently on the team that I've seen them play that I expect to have some form of an impact in the game that will allow us to win. I think the only thing that should be a legitimate question mark is how our offensive line going to hold up against Nick Bosa and the Georgia guy. I don't know if he's going to. I don't know really what he is yet because it's a rookie year, but that's really my concern. But other than that, I believe we should be able to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Mac Jones is probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. However,
Mhm.
he's still a backup. He is still a backup. So you
Right.
should treat him like a backup, okay? Like he was a first round pick. I understand that. I'm not denying that. Mac Jones, his rookie year was pretty good, but then he didn't have that. Like after his rookie year, a lot of people thought Mac Jones was going to turn into like what Brock Purdy is now. This guy where it's like he's a serviceable guy and he's a pretty good player. A lot of people thought he was gonna be like a Brock Purdy type. And ironically, Jones is playing for Brock Purdy right now. But yeah, I just think look, even if Brock Purdy was playing, this game, I would still feel confident. Like I think not having George Kittle is great because if y'all remember, not the last time, but it might have been 2 times ago when the Saints played against George Kittle, it didn't go too well. If you remember, if you remember that 4th down play in that game where it was like 100-point score, that was crazy. So yeah, I'm just glad. Look, I'm not glad he's hurt, but I'm glad he's not playing against my team so I can rest a little bit. But yeah, like Michael Williams also, he's a rookie, so I don't really expect too much from rookies early on in the season. But I'm not saying sleep on him either. Like I think Michael Williams is still talented, so you gotta blitz not blitz him, but you gotta protect Spencer Rattler. Like Rattler, I think he only got sacked 1 time last week. The offensive line did pretty well last week. Yeah. Now, so I need them to do that again. But the Cardinals, they don't have a Nick Bosa. They don't have a Fred Warner. So you have a bigger task this week. Fred Warner, I feel like, is the 49ers version of Demario Davis. He's a hard-hitting linebacker, and he can basically make you wish you were never born. So I just don't want that to happen. Spencer Rattler, I think Rattler needs to be protected. I would even have Juwan Johnson freaking blocking too. He's that big body, so I feel like he could elevate the offensive line a little bit, and even have the running backs, again, because the 49ers have one of the best defensive lines in football. So if we neutralize their defensive line, I think the Saints could be successful on Sunday.
Facts. Well, fam, I definitely appreciate you as always coming on the show, man, giving us some great insight on the team, man. And go Saints, man. Hopefully we, do what we got to do and get that W Sunday, and especially on my birthday.
Yeah, it's your birthday, huh?
Oh yeah.
How old you turning, man?
34, man. 34.
34 amazing years, man. Crazy.
All right, fam. Well, man, thank you for coming on the show, man. And who that to you, fam?
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right. Shout out to Hurricane Mike. My God. Now we got WD.
Oh, I know y'all hear me now.
Oh yeah.
What's up with it? What's up, Who That Nation? What's up, CB? How y'all doing? Y'all know I had to show up this week. It's hate week for me. I cannot stand this team with a passion. I hate this team. This is a chance to derail this season. Now, look, I know what we are. I know we are projected to go what most people got us projected to go 3-14. I ain't gonna lie, even including I, at one point this offseason, I was like, you know what? We might not even win 3-4 games, but I really do believe we have a good chance this week. Obviously the Saints, they got a lot to clean up. We talk about the offensive line. The offensive line's obviously got to play better, but I know for certain the pre-snap penalties, that's the thing that's got to stop. The receivers, they got to step up. We know Spencer Rattler, this is year 2 for him. He's starting, obviously. But at the end of the day, bro, he needs more help. Not just from the offensive line, but from the receivers as well. That's including Juwan Johnson. We're not talking about receiving. I mean, we're not talking about specifically receiving. We're also talking about blocking. Juwan Johnson, he got to do better blocking. Rashid Alabi, I don't think their strong suits is blocking, but at the end of the day, bro, we got to get better on all phases of the game right there. Because at the end of the day, dog, that's where we gotta, we gotta get better with the run game. It ain't just the O-line. Yes, the O-line need to improve, and it's not fully the whole offensive line that needs to play better. Because obviously you got Funga and other guys, they're playing well, but just as a unit, the receivers they got to play better. As much as we talking about the 49ers front seven being better than Cardinals front seven, in the back end, I mean, they got some guys, Green and Lenore, they're pretty good, but bro, look, they ain't got no Will Johnson. And I understand that Will, he's a rookie, but at the end of the day, I feel like his ceiling is much higher than those guys. I think by the end of their careers, I think he's gonna ultimately be the better cornerback. So what I'm saying is, bro, we got our guys, man, they got to get open. Somebody got to get open. Olave, Rashid, Cooks. I don't know if Mason is gonna be elevated for this game. You know, in that active, I should say. But at the end of the day, bro, somebody got to get open. Juwan Johnson, you know, for the most part, last week he was getting open, but we all know how that ended. Bro, we just got to play better as a unit offensively. Now, defensively, listen. First of all, if y'all don't know the reason why I can't stand this team, obviously, listen, the 49ers. Let's just get let's just be honest, okay? The 49ers, they have gotten the better of this team most of the time, and I feel like every time there's an important game, and yes, this is an important game because yes, while it's the second game of the season, you know. So I mean, you can pretty much call it a must win. Every game that's starting the season, the first few weeks is a must win game in my opinion. But they have gotten the better of us. That's the truth, right? That's one reason why I can't stand any team. But I can't stand any team because of their fans. I really can't stand their fans. And I mean, it's kind of hard to blame them some of the time because a lot of time their team, they're always in the, you know, every other year. So they are always either in the NFC Championship or in the Super Bowl. So that being said, I don't think anybody is talking. To me, nobody's not talking enough about how we made Mac Jones cry. Like nobody ain't talking about it. Nobody ain't talking about how we stuck this dude. I get it's two different systems. I get it's two different teams. But at the end of the day, I think nobody is not talking about how we destroyed this dude twice. And I believe at least one of those times was with Dennis Allen as head coach. That's the reason why I'm confident in this game. Listen, I'm not saying trust me, I want to dog walk them. I want to stomp them. You already know I want to stomp them. I want to stomp them out, man. Like I said, I want to derail the whole season. Real talk. I want to make them lose every confidence that they have, all the confidence that they have. But obviously, it's going to take a whole unit. It's going to take both sides of the ball. I still respect them as a team because look, Fred Warner, he's a baller. Nick Bosa, you know, he has his times when he won't go all out. I expect him to go all out this week. I ain't gonna touch on that subject, but but yeah, man. I expect a pretty close game. I just hope we can pull it out. I want to say that we should pull it out, but listen, I mean, our offense, we just gonna have to play better overall. The quarterback, the O-line, the penalties got to stop. The team got to be more disciplined. Look, I feel like the side of the ball that we don't talk about is the special teams. I do believe we have a good special teams. So I think we can at least do something. Maybe we can block a punt. Maybe we can get a kickoff return, or maybe just a nice return if it ain't a touchdown, you know. But either way, bro, look, I expect a good game, but I got a feeling we're gonna surprise some people this week.
I feel you on that, fam.
What's up, man? Come on, say what you got to say.
No, I'm just saying that the pieces is here for us to, you know, to pull it out. And once again, for the third time, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. I know the team is still finding themselves, so I don't know completely what the team is to where I can just say like, we should win that, we should win this. We gotta. I mean, I don't see that yet. But once again, like I said, the pieces that's been here for a little minute, Olave, he guys that done shown them that they can get off these matchups that's presenting to us. I believe we can take advantage of, and obviously, if they're taking advantage of it, that's going to put us in position to score. So, that's why I definitely agree with what you're saying. Um, and Hurricane was saying the same thing, man. We should be able to win it. I don't think it's going to be no blowout or nothing like that, but
Oh, I wish though. I wish. Hey, look, I wish not. Look, hey. I mean, yeah. I feel like it's very likely it's going to be a defensive game. I tell you what, we better not be letting them score though at will. We better not, because that's one thing that we have to hold on to is this defense. Brandon Staley. I might be saying his name wrong. Forgive me, because this guy, he was on the Saints before. Isaac Yalom. Yeah, man. They was both with the 49ers last season, right?
it is right. Yep.
And yeah, Isaac, man. Listen, bro, you gonna have to step up this week. Real talk. Cause I mean, I kind of didn't really have too much confidence in the cornerbacks this season. I was pretty much in the same boat as you in terms of Alante starting on the outside, and maybe, Amadi being in the slot. But I mean, truthfully, I feel like this is the type of game where Alante should probably play on the outside, and maybe against if not what's his name? God dang, I can't even. Jawan Jennings. I don't know if he's playing or not. I know he has an injury, but I don't know if he's going to play or not. If not, it'll probably be Kendrick Bourne. So I would rather put him against one of the guys who has the strongest catch radius and everything. So I mean, I honestly want to say, like, I kind of feel confident going in this game. I mean, I ain't afraid to say it, but yeah, like I do feel a bit confident in going into this game. It's just the offense. The offense is what I'm just curious, because I'm just saying I know one of these receivers at least got to play better, man. The run game, I believe the run game, it obviously opens up. It all starts up front. It all starts with the offensive line. Again, the run blocking got to be better. The pass blocking got to be better. And I'm talking about, way past the offensive line. Like the receivers, the tight end, they got to do better blocking. Kamara, he could have broke a longer run if Jawan would have made one of his blocks. So they got to get better with that in general, man. That's stuff like that makes me miss a Josh Hill. That stuff, that kind of stuff just make me miss those weapons who also didn't just, have amazing catches, but could block. So if Kellen Moore can show off that, man, like if he could help these guys develop into being, good blockers and everything, then yeah, I think that would solidify him as being, that type of offensive guru, in my opinion. And dang, I was about to say something else, but I forgot.
You know the status on Foster?
Absolutely not. And listen, I'm not crazy about this tight end room. No, I'm not. Like even Jawan Johnson. Listen, Jawan Johnson, he has he's one of those tight ends, man. You love him sometimes, and then he like, come on, Jawan, like you could have caught that. You could have did something better. I know it's too early to be talking about off season, but man, I think it's been too long since we had a reliable tight end. But hey, look, Jawan, maybe he could shock me. Maybe he can show up, especially after last week. At least he can like do something. Because I mean, that whole play that reminds me of Foster Moreau in a Jaguars game. I think that was 2 years back. We was trying to tie the game up. Same thing. It was the same thing. So
then for some reason, Jared Cook just came to my mind. I know Cook.
Oh yeah,
he was a farmer.
Yeah.
Still, just that just came to mind. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been too many hot and cold tight ends, like not consistent enough. That's what they got to get consistent tight end. And believe it or not, this league doesn't have that many of them. I mean, they got some good tight ends, but they have a lot of hot and cold tight ends if you think about it. Because you would think somebody like a Juno Smith is good, but he's definitely like another hot and cold guy. So obviously they got the good to great to elite tight ends, but we saw. I believe we saw a good one last week with what's his name, McBride. Yeah, stuff like that, man. People like that makes you jealous. That does make you jealous when you see those type of playmakers. You're like, man, we got to get us tight end. But yeah, we also need a possession receiver. I know we got the guy from Broncos, but like, man, I mean, somebody got to show up for this receiving room, man. They have to.
That's facts. Right, so we'll see what happens Sunday, man.
Oh, one more thing. Hold on. No hospital balls, please, Lord. No hospital balls. Man, and look, this the last team. Well, this is one of the last teams I will want to see a hospital ball go to any one of our receivers. If anything, I want to be on the other end. I want our defense to be, delivering the hits and stuff like that. But I don't want to see it this week. I saw it last week. I'm getting fed up with man, come on, man. Like Olave, bro. Come on, man. Y'all, I don't even know what y'all was doing on that play. And I believe that was Rashid who just let the guy go straight towards him, Will Johnson. So it's like, come on, man. We can't have that, man. We got that's the thing we gotta get better at. So no, that's what I want to see. No hospital ball. We gotta be the one that's dishing out the hits, all right?
Congrats. Oh, you've been on this whole time, and I ain't. It's one guy, One guy, hear you really chirping about like that.
Oh, you talking about Jonas Sanker?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, truth be told, I'm excited about him, because that's the style of play that I love, a safety. I from a safety, that's the style that I love. If you watch his college tape, you will see why I was excited about the Saints drafting him. As you can see, like from the preseason highlights, that I showcased, he can fly around, he can run across the field, he will crack you if he gets a chance. But he can also cover too. This ain't like Will Johnson. Oh Lord, I say Will Johnson. Will Harris got so many Wills, but Will Harris, I don't know if you remember Will Harris. Obviously, you remember Will Harris. Will Harris, he was laying some lumber last season, but he couldn't cover. He didn't, he couldn't cover at times. He couldn't, he's all over. He wasn't really that good of a safety in terms of in coverage and trying to tackle in open space and stuff like that. This guy's Sanker is different. That's the difference. He ain't just hitting. He can cover. He can tackle in open space. He can run. He's fast. And I mean, I'm telling you, like you like he's one of those safeties where when you see somebody's like flying in the middle of the field, that's him. Like you just when you see one of those, just somebody that's just like a missile just coming across the screen, it's gonna be him. And I'm glad you did bring that up, CB, because honestly, I'm actually excited about this whole defensive draft class. For the most part. Danny Stutzman, first of all, no disrespect to Pete Warner. Pete Warner, I think he played okay last week. I wouldn't say he played great, but I'm gonna keep it real. I got high hopes for Stutzman. I think Stutzman is gonna become one of the better linebackers in the league. Y'all need to go watch his college tape if y'all haven't done none of that. But I definitely need to see him get more playing time. Not to say that he gotta, take Pete Warner out the lineup fully, but I just want to see him get some more snaps. And I'm excited about Quincy Riley. I'm excited about. I even like the pass rusher Diggs. I don't know why he keep going on practice squad, then he cutting them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I thought he showed some flashes this preseason. I'm kind of excited about him. I think he's a guy we've been looking for a while. Not saying not trying to say that he's he should be starting anything like that. But I would love to see him in the actual lineup and rotating sometimes to see him get some playing time. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm definitely excited about some of these defensive rookies, even the defensive tackle from Texas. So yeah, man. I mean, I think I texted you this, but let the youth play, man. Like, let some of them guys play. Real talk, they hungry, and I feel like this is a week they could do that. I know it's a must-win week, but shoot, man, listen. You know who I was very disappointed about last week? I was disappointed in Justin Reed. I thought he played pretty bad. I didn't like the way he played. And to be honest with you, I don't think he made that much of an impact. Now, listen, I believe he's a much better player than he displayed last week. But he got to show it, man. Like, I actually wanted this guy years back when he was with the Texans. I was like, oh, yeah, that's Eric Reed's brother. He played just like him, too. He can cover, he can hit, he can fly up, but I just expect him to play way better than what he did last week, because that was not a good showing. That's why it was really I was really like kind of like, dang, man, because Justin, I thought Blackman, I thought he played well. I think he played really, really well. So it was sucks to see him go down for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So hey, man, but it is what it is, man. That's pretty much all I have for this game. Hey, look, if we win, I will treat it like it's a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna come on here, saying yeah and all this other stuff. But just know at home, I'm treating this like a Super Bowl, because that's just how much I cannot stand this team. If y'all just don't know, I can't stand this team. Yeah, this is basically a rival to me. So.
I feel you on that. Ever since that Pierre Thomas hit, it's always been something with this group.
They stay knocking our players out. They knocked Jared Cook out. They knocked Tre'Quan Smith out. Yeah, man, it's always something every time we play them. And the last time we played them, they shut us out. That's why they're so cocky. That's why that's why I can't hate the fact that that they're confident, because they keep getting the better of us. And right now we are, we're not looking like one of the best teams. So, really their confidence also comes from the fact that, they believe that their defense can lock down our offense. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's up to these guys to step up. They have to.
Right.
We got to be the more physical team this time around. I'm tired of, every time we play against this team, I'm tired of seeing us be out physical, bro. We gotta be better than that. Real talk. If we gonna win any game, Lord, let it be this one plus the Falcons and our other rivals. But let's just start this week, man.
Facts, fam. Well, fam, I definitely man, it's good hearing from you, man. Talking football, even though we touch football, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
Days, man.
For sure, man.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, and you still put stuff out for the pod, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. More to come, but I need this team to start winning. The more they win, the more I can put out. Simple as that. Not to say I won't put out anything if we don't win, but it'll be more helpful, if you know what I mean. It'll be a lot more helpful. Anything I see on tape, anything I see that looks good, hey, just know it's coming. And shout out to everybody in the chat. It's nice seeing y'all. It's nice seeing you, Jerry. Who else we got here? We got RG Scott. Shout out to you. Hurricane Mike, I saw you in here. I saw you on stream. What's up to you? I see JT. What's up with all y'all, man? Hey, look, let's have some faith, man. I hope the Saints do show out this week. I really, really do. It'll make me feel so much better this week.
All right, fam. Well, if I got time tonight, man, I'll be on for man. If not, I'll be on early tomorrow for the football game start. Most
Oh
likely
yeah,
won't. Right, so.
yeah. You must avoid the college games, sir. Especially LSU. You have to. You have to. I'm just telling you, man. That's just for the viewers, man. Like that, hey, just keeping it real with you.
Right. All right, fam. Well, I'll holler at you, man. Keep up with you.
All right, for sure. This is
All right.
WD, and I'm out. Who that for life?
Shout out to my guy WD. Okay, so next we got JT in the building. JT, what's up, fam?
Oh, what's going on, CB? How's
Nah,
everything?
what? Oh, everything good.
Man, man,
Birthday weekend,
WD,
man.
look,
Everything
WD I was looking to talk with him. I ain't heard from him in a while, man. It was good to hear from him tonight. You know,
Oh yeah,
WD he be having him a lot of points on there. He exactly right. Because he
yeah.
took some of the words out of my mouth, CB. But I'm gonna tell you, every time I talk with y'all, I always start off like this, CB, especially this year. We gotta have patience, patience, patience. And for those who don't have patience on a rebuilding team, hey, they need to go ahead and look at Baltimore Ravens, Green Bay, all them other teams. Go ahead and get them teams, because right now, your New Orleans Saints is on a rebuilding team. You know, we got to get through all these, people that the ones who want to play and for the Saints, not just football, want to play for the Saints. We got to get players that want to play for the Saints, and 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 we got to keep rebuilding this team, and that's where Kellen Moore is at now. CB, they normally give coaches these. They were some years ago. They used to give them like about 5 years, or maybe 4 to 5 years, something like that, to show any kind of building and direction of what the team gonna go. But these days, everything is short. It's like down to like 2 to 3 years, and you got to make a growth. You got to make a jump in your first year. So as I spoke with everybody before, I said the Saints just need to win a couple games more than they won last year, and then that's a encouraging thing for the Saints, because that would be good. Now, my first thing about it is they got to be competitive. If they stay competitive, we got something then. I don't want nobody walking over us every year, every game, just killing us. Last year they were just running down our throat. All right, they're not doing that this year. We look like that's just the first game, but let's do the rest of the games and we see what we got. But if we come to play on defense, I think this year, the way it looks, we should be okay in that department. Now I know I sent something in the chat to you earlier, CB, about the defensive end with Cam Jordan. I looked at Chase Young, when he played in the preseason game. I mean, not preseason. That when he was playing last time. I don't want to say last year, because Kellen Moore wasn't there last year. But I'm gonna say it this way: he done been on 3 teams, right, CB?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's why when I sent to you in the chat, I'm done with them, because they done been on 3 teams. And if you flaky with us right now, you got hurt bending down, tying your shoes and everything. You understand? Don't have me to go getting on you, because I'm going to get on you, But if you couldn't bend down and tie your shoe, you could have asked one of the 6th graders to do it for you if you're going to be injured. You understand? So
Right.
don't give me no stuff about you done injured yourself and you can't play. So where you injured yourself at? It wasn't in the game. It was at practice. What you doing at practice that's gonna injure you? You know, I don't like people playing with my Saints. You know what I'm saying? I'm too deep in my Saints when it come down to football. You know, them guys who want to be Flowers or whatever they want to be. You know, they want to be soft or whatever. Don't be on my Saints team. I don't want you coming trying to get no money off my Saints like that. You know, we ain't looking for that. All of y'all who won't come get money, all your Chase Young, your Trevor Penning, you understand? Your people who the 4th round pick who we cut, he was with us all this time. We thought he was gonna be our guard. I forgot his name. The guard that we got, I think it was the 4th round we got him in a couple of drafts ago. I can't get his name, CB, but everybody, all these guys is just laying on us, you know? You know, a friend of mine asked me today, he said, well, if you get to move these guys out, who you gonna have to put in their place? That's why they was here starting. That's why Trevor was starting. That's why I said, use the rookies. Let's use what we got. Use what we got, because if we gonna lose with these veterans that been on the team, like starting, like Chase Young, Trevor Penn, if we gonna lose with them, we can lose without them, bro. We can lose without them. That's where my patience is at. You understand? My patience is like, I'm not looking for them to come, Trevor. I'm not looking for Trevor to come back, right, and deal with this game. I ain't looking for Chase Young to deal with this game. My mind is on looking at Cam Jordan and seeing if Cam got like about maybe 5 or 6 good games in him right now, because I don't think Cam, now I'm gonna say the other side is, I don't think Cam gonna do the 17 games that Cam gonna lead off on. That he gonna, it's gonna be too much for him because he's a veteran. You see what I'm saying, CB? Yeah, he a veteran. So my thing is, I'm all right with Cam right now, but I still wouldn't put Chase there when he gets healthy, because Chase ain't no good run stopper on that side. Now that's just, that's something I'm talking about. I just can't do it. This is my Saints, that we discussing. And I want everybody, I'm gonna turn to Kellen Moore. I want everybody to give Kellen Moore just a little bit patience. Come on, just give him a little patience, because he came in here and he found Demario Davis. He found Cam Jordan. He found Alvin Kamara. He found all these dudes in here. You got to remember that. He found all of these guys. These are not the ones that he brought in. This is the ones that was here. Okay? So my thing is, when Kellen Moore is doing his drafting, look at where he drafting and see what he's doing. Why you think he went and got a tight end in the 7th round? He know what he's looking at, what we got. You understand? He's looking at all of this. We don't have no steady tight end run. That's just another area. Some parts ain't steady. Demario Davis, how long you gonna hold on to him? How long? Till he get hurt and then he's not there no more? Different things. So I'm telling everybody just to be patient and give yourself a little time and look for little things like competitive football. Try with like penalties. Try not to be getting all these penalties like that. You understand? And don't always think it's an undisciplined team. It's the coach. No, these guys know. They know what's going on. They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like Demario it was 3rd and some. Demario did something crazy, and I was like, man, Demario usually don't do this. You probably know what I'm talking about, CB. He made, and then the other guy, it was like, it was a sack or something went on. Saints did, and one of the defensive men had grabbed the face mask. And I'm like, these things you don't do. You slowing down your progress on winning, even though we had 13 penalties. Really was 16, but 13 penalties, you still was in this game. Now, who would have thought Groupie was gonna miss that field goal, 29 yards? You know what I'm saying? See, nobody thought I counted that 3 points. That was 3 automatic, but he went up there and shanked it. So I can't count that no more for him. I can't do that because I remember when he was going off a couple of years ago when he first came, he was shanking stuff all over. Maybe he didn't got back into that like the kick up there in Atlanta. Cool used to hit him, and now he's starting to trip. He's gone now, pretty much. But that's what I'm saying about grouping. The coach might bring somebody in your own group if Groupie makes another one on this week. You know, and what's not just Groupie. You understand? We have to make sure that we putting the right people on the field. Some of the plays that I was watching, to me, it was a wrong groupage for the play. You don't let Olave get that ball like he did and go around. He could have had another concussion. To me, I thought he was out again. You know, and we can't have no team like that. We can't be scared to throw to our wide receivers and thinking they're gonna get knocked out the game from the first game of the season. Come on, CB. We got to grow with this team. That's what I'm saying, and it's got to change. Some of the things got to change, and he got to make a change this year. By the end of the year, we got to have more wins than we did last year. To me, for Kellen Moore to be here, he got to have more wins than last year. Then Dennis Allen. He got to have more wins. So that's a part of the growth that I'm talking about. If he do that, he's headed in the right direction. Now, if we just have 2 wins this year, that ain't going in the right direction. That's sad. That's not even giving it to you. That's not the right. It's not going to be right.
No,
it won't be right. That's how I tell the difference. You know, competitive playing, wins and losses, and direction. You see, because if they, like I'm gonna say again, everybody's screaming and hollering, looking at stuff and thinking that if the Saints wind up with 2 wins this year, that's not good for us. That's not good. And everybody be at Kellen Moore because he ain't gonna have nothing but another year left. And if he suck up and go down in 2 years, you know what's gonna happen out here, CB. You know what they're gonna do out here. They're gonna have people not even sleeping at the Dome. They're gonna be outside with big posters and everything. You understand? Popeye's Chicken, waiting for people to come through their name Kellen Moore so they can tell them how they feel. You know, these people. We have some good fans, and we have some hardened fans when it come down to that love their Saints. You know, so I just want everybody to know just to be patient. Be patient and take your time. Look at the game. You know, even if you single out players that you see that has a problem. You know, single out. That's how you do that. Just single them out and sit back, write it down, and say, "Man, I saw him do this. I saw this." You know, yeah. But you don't want them on your team, and get on here on your show and say it. You don't want this person on the show. You don't want that person. I mean, on the Saints team because you don't want them messing over your team, bro. You don't want that kind of vibe in the locker room. You don't want that. So, but I had to call you up, CB. I wanted to talk to you about it, because that would bother me. These people. Where Chase Young, where he got hurt at? Anybody ever say where Chase Young was hurt in practice or anything? Where he was hurt at, CB?
I
don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Preseason.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody asked the question. Nobody even saying nothing. Nobody even saying nothing. Man, I'm tired of these dudes trying to steal money from us like we a farm team. Go ahead on, get out of here. Get out of here. We ain't playing on that. We the Saints, man. We the Saints. We demand expertise out of y'all because we want our team winning our South. Tampa Bay winning these Souths 3 or 4 times in a row. I'm like, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Every year before the season even start, everybody's saying Tampa is the. I mean, it shouldn't be.
And they're
But
not
it's
even
on.
like
It's
that. They're not even
right,
like
but
that.
but it's even. You know why they say it? They say it only because of the quarterback. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the division. Baker Mayfield. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Baker Mayfield. I mean, I came out of nowhere. But I can guarantee you, if we had a somewhat of a quarterback other than what we dealing with, because the guy he's just growing with the team right now. But Kellen Moore quarterback is Shuck, and Shuck just a slow learner. That's all. He's just a slow learner, and that's why we got them Blazers out there. I mean, you know. What his name is? He's a good quarterback, the other quarterback, but his direction to me. The only thing I got with him is direction to his deep balls. And what you got these 4-3 receivers for, and you can't get the ball to them as accurate as you want to do. But Shuck could. I know he could because we've seen that. But Shuck can't throw the short ball. So I'll stick with what they have there for now, and keep going. See where we go from there. But the coach still got to make the right decisions.
Fast.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's about all I had on you, CB. You know, I wanted to just hit you with that.
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you for coming in, giving your thoughts, man. Like I said, man, we all love you come in and give your takes.
Yeah.
All facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And look, WD, he took some of my thunder, but I ain't hear from him in a while and stuff. It was good to hear from him. It really was, you know, because he make a lot of points. He for a young guy, he's very, very smart. He knows his football, just like you too, CB. You know your football, and you only say the same thing. That's how I'm feel. It's just that I'm a whole lot older than y'all. I'm too damn old, but y'all youngsters in there, but y'all got part of me with y'all. So y'all just keep on keeping on and look and like I always say, CB, look at the game. Don't just look at it as a just what it is. Look at the game and tell it and look at some of that stuff is happening in front of your face, like that with the penalties and everything. Where you be like, how did they get almost 16 penalties? You know, and they pick up 3 of the things. I mean, it's just crazy. Why your coach don't use his timeouts? Man, that's crazy. He still got 6 timeouts, and the NFL might give him 2 more because they ain't even playing yet. You understand what I'm saying? Man, I mean, NFL, I don't want to take nobody thunder, but I'm starting to look at it in a different eye now. I'm looking at it, but I'm looking at it in a different eye. You know, I'm trying not to take the fun out of the game, but man, I can say one thing dealing with that. How they always close to the point spread every game. Every game, the point spread is close at every game around the league. Every point spread is close. You know, I mean, I just don't like you playing with my intelligence, but since it's just a game and they out there playing, don't mess with my team, please. Don't play with my team.
Agreed, fam.
Yeah. So I'll get back to you, CB. I'll let somebody else get in, but I'll get to you the next time and go Saints, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, man. Looking forward to hearing you on Sunday, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Later.
All right,
who that?
Man, shout out to the OG, another OG in the building, JT, man. Definitely giving us that OG knowledge. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get everything. Come on, put me in there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to JT, man, for calling in. Shout out to all the callers, man. Appreciate you guys. Hurricane Mike, WD, JT. Appreciate you guys coming in. Sharing your thoughts on the Saints, this upcoming matchup, and just your thoughts, period, on the direction of the team. Want to shout out Rose City. Shout out to Rose City. Said Saints need this one. They're on the road next two games, and it will be difficult. Agree, fam. Yeah, they do need it. Um, you also said an interesting comment. Hold on, bro. Chase Young has a calf strain. Can't play with that sometimes. Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a toe injury. Now, if it's a calf strain, yeah, they need just to put him on short term IR, give him 6 weeks to get that calf strain together. Because if not, we're going to be possibly the chances are high that can develop into an Achilles tear. For the ones that have been watching sports, know about how some of these injuries occur. That's just like when we go to the finals. Halliburton, it started with a calf strain. That calf strain it developed. Once the calf is strained and you trying to keep playing on it and play through it, it's going to eventually tear, and it led to it going to his Achilles and turn his Achilles. So um, just on the money side of things, we don't want that. But just put the guy on short term IR, man. Like I said, if Cam gonna give us a few of these games, man, I could really care less. The only thing is just the money. JT made a good point. This guy has been on multiple teams, 3 teams, including us. So here's what it is, man. Shout out to the 49ers 2025. Said, what's up, everyone? What's up to you, man? Good luck Sunday. May the best team win. You was talking to me a couple years ago. You said about 2018, not a couple, about 6-7 years ago. I have a few competitive remarks to you, but our team is not in the position where I'm going to be, going into debates with them unless it's, just a garbage team or maybe a divisional team. But even at that, man, I'm not even on that time right now because we're in a rebuild. In a rebuild, it's not too much to say. I feel like we're in a rebuild. We just got a few pieces that's still hanging on while we complete our rebuild. So we'll see, man. But good luck to you. Good luck. May the best team win. I'm glad we're not facing George Kittle. Glad we're not facing Brock Purdy. Those are 2 key guys on your offense. So hopefully we can take advantage of your backups is going to be filling in for those guys. But Who Dat Nation, man, that does it for tonight's show. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. Just please like, subscribe, follow the page, and Sunday, man. I'm looking forward to good things Sunday, man. Starting off, man. Sunday is my birthday. For the ones in the chat, wish your boy happy birthday. Y'all can wait to the post game show. Just a heads up, the post game show will be later on that night, so it'll probably be probably around 10 o'clock, something like that. I just see how things going because that's my birthday. I'm gonna be out immediately after the game is over. So win or lose, we will be talking about it that night. But Who Dat Nation, we got to get it done. We got to get it done. And the reason I say that is because, and I'm just saying, I want to shout out my callers that calls in. Obviously, I feel the same way, but just like JT was saying, just like the rest of the guys were saying, but JT made a good point. Like if we're winning 2 ball games, if we're gonna win 2 ball games this season, does that show any signs of promise, steps taken in the right direction, being a competitive, if you're winning 2 games, it's a good chance that a lot of those losses wasn't real close. That's just how I feel on that. So we definitely got to win more than 2 games. This is a opportunity to where we can if we go in, if we can protect Spencer, not having him make dumb decisions, not putting it in his hands to carry the offense. He doesn't have to do that. If we can take care of those things, man, I think we got a good chance to win the game, man. So, once again, you guys, please like, subscribe, follow the page. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Go Saints. Who that?